Hello and welcome to Shaking Cloverfield, episode 144. I had something typed up to speak. I'm getting to that, but we got two other things we got to talk about before that. So, sorry, I gotta adjust my face. But seriously, a lot of shit going on. First topic I'd like to discuss: hospice is failing individuals that are nonverbal. I thought mistakenly that hospice was supposed to be comfort care for individuals who are expected to depart from the earth to be as comfortable as possible when they're too ill or they do not wish to be resuscitated if you have an issue. Comfort care. I read and learned that apparently hospice is not 24 hours around the clock. Now, in my partner volunteered at a residence for individuals with disabilities, and somebody was on hospice, and apparently they come and visit and they don't stay. And somebody that's nonverbal, it ought to be required when somebody is nonverbal, cannot get up and get what they need, cannot hit a button to let the nurse know exactly when they need something or they're uncomfortable. In that situation, hospice ought to be required to provide a 24-hour room attendant, because that's not comfort care. Where she volunteers is understaffed. The nurses have a lot on their plate. Everybody should have a lift in their room, but that several people have to depend on 4 separate Hoyer lifts, and Hoyer lifts is a trip. My partner, her late husband, could not deal with a Hoyer lift. He had a portable track lift. Everybody should have their own ceiling lift, especially if there's an emergency and people have to get out fast. But in a hospice situation, it is a reasonable accommodation for somebody who's nonverbal, physically incapacitated, to have a 24-hour round-the-clock room attendant so they can alert the nurse when the person not comfortable. Because mistakenly I thought hospice is supposed to be comfort care. Somebody lying there that cannot hit a button saying, I need help, I'm not comfortable. And that's just not right. He had an issue with, she had to go get a nurse because he needed to be suctioned. And somebody should not be there drowning and uncomfortable when they need help. And this is hospice has failed individuals who are unable to hit a button or call when they need something. Nobody should have to live like that, especially during the last days on the earth experience. Nobody deserves to have to suffer like that. And I don't know who to talk to about it. A lot of the times it's complaints if it's your family member or you having a hospice issue. But since they're not required to have 24 hours around the clock. Because, and it's not, nobody should suffer that. It's all about bought and paid for, right? There's no excuse. That is a reasonable accommodation for somebody who cannot communicate and is in that bad of a situation to have around the clock room attendant. I don't know who to talk to about it. Every time when you see something wrong with it, everybody's answer is, oh, go write to your congressperson. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because they're pedophiles and we ain't gonna fucking beg for our rights for that. Individuals need to come together and do what's right. My partner wishes she could sit there and take care of people, but She volunteers to do what she can. She disabled herself. But it's hurtful to her. And she was there as her late husband's 25 years caregiver. She didn't have to deal with that shit. And she saved. You know what? People might judge her and say that she had a disability, but she saved the funds of somebody who had to come in here and get paid to do it. And she didn't want to get paid to do it. Some family members get paid to do it. No, you take care of your family. Take care of your family. So, it's sad. It's really sad. You better think about it. Because you know what? You know what? Nobody guaranteed a disability-free life. Nobody guaranteed tomorrow. People be like, oh, it's too expensive to get somebody 24-hour living situation on an independent home. They want to just throw them in an institution. What about it was you? What if that was you? Because anytime, anybody could break their neck, lose their ability to do what they used to be able to do. A lot of people take that shit for granted. It ain't guaranteed to everybody forever. Empathy and compassion is what really matters. Everybody deserves dignity. Everybody deserves respect. Everybody deserves comfort care when they need help. Hospice is a failure to those who cannot hit a button or say, help me please. I'm not comfortable. So, we gotta come together as a community and fix that shit. Now, apparently, the motherfuckers had got a head start on the cold blood sacrifice season. Usually starts March 22nd. But they had to go bomb a school of children on the other side of the planet. Everybody want to blame Agent Orange, right? No, he should definitely be held accountable for his child predatory behaviors. But the oil fathers need to be held accountable for those Iranian school children that was murdered. Take responsibility. No, thank you. You see, when you watch mainstream media, they're going to say, we salute you and thank you for your service. Hell no. There ain't no we here. Ain't no we here. We did not consent to this war. We did not consent to murder of children in our name. We did not consent to invasive species going over there. That's what our followers are, invasive species. And they need to be held accountable for their actions. Now, I know how the Bible was cherry-picked and butchered, and people want to twist it and say it's some Armageddon bullshit cult to go murder people and hurt children. One thing they didn't redact, that I remember reading, was how the order followers in Revelation say, bury me and hide me from the face. Face of God, right? No. The face of knowing what you're doing is fucking wrong. And I don't care how far underground you are in your bunker, you can't hide from that shit. One difference is between us and them, we're not afraid to die. Because Cosmic Court know that we was here to do good. As best as we can. Motherfuckers that are murdering and harming children, yeah, you're gonna face Cosmic Court. No meaning in Cosmic Court. No thank you. No we. Stop talking about it as if we. There ain't no we here. There ain't no we here. And don't turn around and try to say some bullshit that it was an Iranian missile. No, that was your ass started something, murdered children, you fucking started this shit. Why the fuck can't they have a nuclear weapon when they're the ones being bullied and they're the ones that you're attacking? Who's attacking you? Who is bothering anybody here? You sure it all over 9/11, so give me that shit. And a whole bunch of other people got murdered, they got nothing to do with it. So don't give me that shit. Way back when, the acronym Operation Iraqi Liberation, OIL for oil. Because you wanted to steal somebody else's land and take their resources that belong to them. And all these fucking embassies, that's the fuck around to find out situation. Because they shouldn't have been there. That's occupation on somebody else's land. So let's get that straight. Why in the fuck would you follow orders from a child predator and murder children? Anything that happen over there, that's a fuck around and find out situation. And the mainstream media only give a fuck if it's a useful citizen, right? They don't care about humanity. They don't care about other people's lives and other people's children and other people's lives and innocence. I'm proving how they try to respect innocence as much as possible. What the fuck would you think would happen if they bombed a school here? They would nuke it, right? Put everybody in danger. Because they have bloodlust. They go after their own here. De-ice Turtle Island, free Palestine. Children don't deserve to grow up like this. They wonder why there's an epidemic of children with mental illness. Suicide of children. Protect the children. And like I always say, not America first, not Israel first, not Saturn first, Earth first, children first. It is up to all of us to protect children and the most vulnerable. And we are failing them as we speak. What else? So, I think I covered it. There's some chicken scratch here that I was going to read, but I think I just told about what I was going to say about that. Yep, I think so. So, that's my rant. Or if I was more culpable for the action, like we always say. Don't know if what is happening is working. Last time I tried to look for something, I wasn't able to bring it up because they're probably trying to block that too. But Mark Pastor did a really great podcast about, it's called Mockery of the Police and Military. I think y'all ought to read it. Stop following the orders. Somebody tried to speak up against it and he broke his hand. But he said they don't want to fight for Israel. No, you don't want to fight for Israel or America. No child should have to die for anybody. Fucking stop it. This is Turtle Island, colonized. And they continue the colonization bullshit. Well, now, fuck around and find out. Okay, this was what we had written up. All the other stuff I had to deal with because it shouldn't be this way. But Saturn and Aries, let's burn this shit down. I'm not into New Age bullshit lingo, however I recently became aware of something that rang my bell. Saturn arrived in Aries on February 13th. The lingo says this is the New Age lingo bullshit. This is a chance to create our destiny. Well, let's do it. Aries is not just a sign to us. It is the infinite life force of a sacred barred owl named Aries who lived in 5 rivers. He had an injured wing and was unable to fly. He would stare at my partner's late husband who used a power chair. My partner also used a scooter. The owl saw a sacred, unspoken alliance in them as if to say, I get you. They looked forward to visiting Aries. Unfortunately, he was not able to be rehabilitated enough to fly again on Earth. They visited many times. One day they came to visit and learned that he had passed away. His infinite life force departed and took flight into the Aries constellation. My partner always dreamed of a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, but her late husband succumbed to a bout of C. difficile in 2022. He was wheelchair dependent from 1846 when he departed. The infinite life force lives on. Aries the owl now rules the constellation named Aries, and Saturn is in there. Motherfuckers love their Saturn, right? Eastern occult blood sacrifice holiday? No, that's springtime. We celebrate the springtime. We with our family. We celebrate the new beginning. The spring always returns. The fucking give that, the Holy Mother give a cosmic slap to the motherfuckers that disrespect the innocent. And that's what we celebrate. Because this is a new year when trees return, and trees always go to the pavement. Trees are resilient. We are the trees, we are the roots. Cut down a tree, it'll grow. The stump is alive, growth. So, it's springtime celebration. So, like I was saying, Aries the owl now rules the constellation named Aries, and Saturn is in there. Saturn is a dark priest class fantasy planet. All the sadistic practices are based on Saturn. Saturday was named after Saturn. One day they spare for Earth, while they pillage and destroy it every day, but every Saturday is dedicated to Saturn. On the bullshit religious cult Gregorian calendar, and to top that all off, Saturday happened to be a school day over there when they bond and murder a bunch of children. So, Saturday, a cold blood sacrifice of their innocence like they always do. They are sick motherfuckers. And they're targeting schools. And remember, they're the ones in the Epstein files connected to the goddamn life trucks taking pictures of the child. So, and it's really sick. But we don't forget, and neither does Cosmic Court. So they think they can manifest shit through Saturn. They think they can hijack the divine star of creation and give it a man's name. They think they can victimize children with impunity. Cosmic Court never forgets. Katerina Kachina is compiling the evidence of their heinous deeds. And here she is. So she's gonna say hello for a minute. And that's her. So, anyway. So, let's see. There's a great cosmic record of everything seen through the eyes of every child that can never be redacted. Famous big names be lying through their teeth. Kathy O'Brien said, "They look like us, but they are not like us." Hillary, the compulsive liar, mutilated and tortured Kathy O'Brien. She doubted her ability to take her power back after being tortured. Hillary, the liar, attempted to brainwash protesters who stand against the genocide of children and innocent in Gaza. Agent Orange, a genocidal pedophile, a great title coined by Lee Camp, enjoys the misery of others because the bitch can't get what he wants. So he's willing to put everybody and murder everybody because he thinks that's going to make everybody forget about the files, but we will never forget. We want to hear the victims talk. We want to hear the other ones to start to fuck up. Because we already know. Like I said, and another thing, somebody had mentioned a good, interesting observation that courts are for people, not assets. Cosmic Court, that's where the assets go. Everybody know what the fuck they up to. So, because, like he said, the genocidal pedophile, coined by Lee Camp, enjoys the misery of others because the bitch can't get what he wants. He wants little girls, Gaza, all land on the planet, named after him, rolls back environmental protection, and tries to start wars because he can't have his way, and allows Bayer Monsanto to continue contaminating foods with poisonous glyphosate that's in Roundup and has caused cancer. Bayer Monsanto was also the one who created Agent Orange that causes birth defects like bilateral hip dysplasia that my partner was born with. Her father was in Vietnam and succumbed to liver cancer from his exposure. They still have not been held accountable for Agent Orange damage to victims in Vietnam or here. Bayer continues to enjoy a handsome payroll from the pharmaceuticals they make. Boycott all Bayer products as often as you can. And while we're at it, there's going to be a main boycott, so get sued up. Do not buy anything that's If nothing, hold on. I think I'm gonna mention that later. I think I mentioned. Hold on. I'm gonna finish reading this and I'll let you know about it. All right. I think I didn't mention this in this. All right. So boycott all Bayer products. Who the fuck knows if they're adding that shit to the chemtrails they produce sky with, making it all cloudy and dreary, trying to black out the sacred sun, the reflection of an infinite life force? Bill Gates, the king of eugenics, loves that shit now, that his friendship, and now that his friendship with Epstein is exposed, he says it was a mistake. How convenient. Funny how all these lying cunts cry mistake when they get caught. They love Saturn. Well, Saturn is in Aries now. Aries, the sacred barred owl, knows what they're doing with their justification for the murder of barred owls. They claim it's because they're wiping out the spotted owl population. No, it's the greedy timber industry wanting to take their homes and justify the cutting and destruction of forests. Bayous furniture, there's plenty of it. The great horned owl also hunts other owls because they claim that they're trying to wipe out by saying that the barred owl wipe out the spotted owl. But you know what? There's also spotted owls, so they do get along. And the great horned owl also hunts other owls, but it's never targeted or scrutinized just for being an owl. Why? Because that's their mascot. Why? It's the one that's off on the logo. And I don't mean to go harm fucking great horned owls because they did not ask to have the image stolen. But why is you not equating that with it? Because they're doing what an owl does, but you're picking on a barred owl. Why is that? Because that's their mascot, the beloved bull owl Moloch, that they sacrifice innocent children to. A bull, an owl, whatever the fuck they want to make it, the image of it, I don't give a fuck. Whatever the fuck it is, it ain't good. And the beloved bull owl Moloch, that they sacrifice innocent children to. Aries leads a great flock of owls that pecks Moloch to death for stealing the image of an owl. Saturn has entered Aries. This is its greatest mistake. This is the revealing, and we do not forget. This is fuck around to find out season. We've been spreading truth for years through ridicule and the crazy conspiracy theorist label. But no one's laughing now, but the sadists who expose themselves beneath the laughing emoji. There is going to be a great blackout of their fake son of capitalism. There's going to be a great boycott underway for this occult blood sacrifice season. Fuck around and find out season. From April 5th through May 5th, making efforts to not buy anything, definitely not from big name companies and brands. Boycott big name companies and brands entirely, especially if they're on the no thanks list. Or if they are, because if they are on that list, they fund genocide. Download the app. There has been progress of Just Us. Some data centers are not being built due to backlash of communities standing together for a better future for children. People are standing up. Stand up. Don't let them build that shit. No AI centers. And no fucking detention centers for harming people. There has been progress of Just Us, like I said. Instead of a data center, they're building a park. The war profiteers want AI-controlled weaponry. This is alarming. Maybe there are some order followers who actually said no, and they don't like it. They're trying to do that shit too. Maybe the anti-human agenda seeks a control fleet of automatons that won't refuse orders. They slowly spread us like pests. The Department of Defense War Pentagon Synagogue of Satan is known to be infested with disturbing images of children. Remember that? That was uncovered. Remember that a Boeing supposedly hit it on 9/11? All the cameras around the vicinity were confiscated and the whole didn't match a Boeing. Didn't forget that either. Money that could have fed and helped those in need vanished. Money also that could have fed and helped those in need has been used for fucking weaponry. Then later they released a video that doesn't show shit. Because then they showed something because everybody talked about that. And you read, what the fuck is that? No more psyops, just boycotts. Protect the Earth, abolish the Pentagon. So, that's about all I have to say for today. I will see you on the next one. Thank you for listening.